We are back. Hello, hello. It's another day to sublimate. Oh my goodness. I hope you've been enjoying the series of sublimation videos that I've been coming to you live from the sewing room. And I've had a blast doing it. Thank you so much for all of your support and for your excitement and enthusiasm. I hope I've been able to inspire you with all of the possibilities. I've got Kim on the other side of the phone.
Hello. Holding on tight.
Holding on tight. That's right. So today we're going to talk about hats, t-shirts, and cozies.
Woo!
Oh my, right? And there's a few different tips and tricks that I've learned over the past little while in trying to make things. I've learned from some of my mistakes and some of my flops, and I'm going to hopefully be able to share with you some of those things so that perhaps you can learn from my mistakes. Let's go ahead and start with a t-shirt, shall we? T-shirts, sweatshirts. Again, you want to make sure that it's 65% polyester at least. 100% polyester, you're going to get the deepest, most beautiful color, but it will work on at least 65% polyester. If you want to use a polyester t-shirt that is not white, you can, and this would go for aprons, any kind of blank that is fabric. And it's not white. I get this question a lot. Can you still use it with a sublimation printer? Yes. However, this is your caveat. If there is any white in the design, that white will actually turn to the color of your blank. All right. So here's an example. My mom and I worked on some aprons for her Christmas party. In fact, I should post a picture of that here soon because they turned out super cute. She made matching aprons for all of her friends. And she really liked these polyester tan aprons. And it was like a polyester cotton blend. And it still turned out so cute. It was a gingerbread with the candy canes. Now the candy canes, the white in the candy canes, ended up being tan, but it didn't look bad because it made it look kind of vintagey. Mm-hmm. So just know that if you're going to use a different color and there is white in the design, now if there's not white in the design, you don't have to worry about it. But if there is white in the design, then it will turn that color. Okay. So what I'm using here is a shirt that I picked up. This is actually from Cricut. And we have these shirts, we have sweatshirts, all on our Amazon affiliate link. I also want to show you this. A lot of you may be familiar with these little templates because a lot of you use these for when you're doing machine embroidery onto clothing. This is really nice. It's not a have to have, but a nice to have, right? All this stuff is nice to have. Sometimes we love different tools to help make things simpler for us, but you don't have to have it. But one of those things that I really like are these. Here you can see this is the toddler. This is a youth size. We have adult. We have 2X to XL or 6XL. So anyway, why are these important? Well, these help you to be able to take the neckline of a shirt and be able to place it there and know exactly how to center it, going both horizontally and vertically. So on this one, this is the adult. I put it right here at the neckline, and then I know that I want my design to go just right here. Now, obviously, I have a lot of white space here, so this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to pull it up. But now I know where the center line is, and I know where my horizontal line is, so I can get it straight. Have any of you used these, and do you love them? We also have those on our affiliate link if you're interested.
If you don't have those, you could certainly just eyeball it.
Yes, if you do.
Or take a tape measure.
Here's the thing. Again, like I said, if you don't have those, don't feel like, oh no, I can't do sublimation unless I have these. No, I'm just showing you some different tips that I have and different tools that might make it simpler. If you don't have them, don't feel like you have to have them, okay? So I promise you can do it the old-fashioned way, which I do plenty of times, where I fold it in half and then I draw my crosshairs and you're good, okay? So I want to make sure everyone knows that. All right, so with this t-shirt, the first thing I want to do, let's head over here to my heat gun. And, let's see, what did I want it? I think I wanted it at 400. And I'm going to do, 60 seconds. All right, so I'm just getting this heated up. Love this heat press. And pull this out. I'm going to give it a little bit of heat for just like 5 seconds. And what that does is it not only gives me a nice flat canvas to be able to put my design on, because if you have any wrinkles or anything like that, that's a good thing. I put some parchment paper there. The other nice thing is so that, especially for those of you in more humid areas, it's going to remove any moisture that might be in your item. All right. Looks like I need a new piece of parchment paper there. All right. So now that that's done, let's head back over here. And I'm going to take my lint roller. All right. This is another thing that I think is really important, so that it removes any dust or lint or extra threads that might be on here. One time, before I knew the idea of the lint roller, I did it on a shirt and I noticed these little blue specks showing up. And after the heat press, and I'm like, what just happened? I come to find out it's because I had some lint on my project, and it actually sublimated into the shirt. So anyway, that's one of the things you want to know. All right, next thing, I'm going to do this new design that we just put on our website this morning, and it's part of what did I call it? Parenthood Set 1. Parenthood Set 1. It has 5 designs that are really fun for you moms and dads out there. It has 2 designs for dad, 2 different designs for mom, and it has one that says Chaos Coordinator, which could be anyone, right? So, and don't worry, grandparents, I've got more coming your way. It's just I have Parenthood up right now.
Do you have aunts and uncles?
I have aunts and uncles coming too. Yes, you aunties out there, I got you. So we've got, all the different family members coming, but this morning we have Parenthood up. Guess what? 5 designs, Kim, for $5.99.
Wow.
So that's a good deal, right?
Yes.
5 designs, $5.99. The fun thing is you can make these as big or as small as you want. So this one I put together.
What design does that
This
say?
says Cool Dad. My kids said so. That's kind of fun.
And it's in reverse.
It is in reverse. Remember that when you're putting it onto an object, you want it in reverse. Unlike yesterday, when we put it underneath an object with the light cut, with the glass cutting table, it was not in reverse. Okay, so head back to that video afterwards if you're unsure of what I just said. Okay, here's another tip I have for you.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm actually going to tear this paper. One of the things I noticed when I did my first one was I noticed that I had these really stark straight lines.
Oh.
And when I started doing some research about this, I realized that this is one of the tips out there, is to feather your paper.
Wow.
All right, which will help.
Huh.
Okay, so there you go. There's one tip. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place this right side down right here. Now, let's grab my little template here. This is my adult template again. And if I measure this design going across, I'm about a little over 8 inches. So if I go here, I know that I'm centering this 4 inches this way and 4 inches this way, right? And then I'm going to make sure that this top lines up right here.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I can see right through here that my 4 inches is here, my 4 inches is here, and my top is right there.
Now, if you wanted to, couldn't they just cut across the top?
You could cut across the top. Absolutely. If you wanted to not have to try and look at this, you absolutely could do that. But what I've learned is I like having as much space out here as possible. And I'll show you why here in just a moment. Okay. All right. But yes, if you wanted to cut it straight across, you certainly could. I'm just sharing with you some of the things I've learned with doing this. Okay, so I'm going to take my heat-resistant tape. And again...
The tape could be red, gold, brown,
yeah, it doesn't
blue.
matter what color it is. A lot of you have been asking, wait a minute, what about the color, Kris? What's up with the color? It's just different colors.
Different brands.
Different brands. All right. As long... You just want to make sure it's heat-resistant. All right, that's the key, heat resistant. Okay, so I've got that on there. And now I'm going to take one of these. Now, this I think is a game changer. I talked a little bit about this yesterday, but these are these heat press pillow inserts. It's Teflon coated. So it's, even if you were to get some ink on there, you could, wipe that away. But the nice thing about this is that it's going to raise your template up a little bit. So why is that important? Well, for one, especially when you're working with clothing, this one's pretty nice and flat. But if you think about it, your heat press is going down and you want it to be as level as possible for that design, right? And if you don't have it level as possible, that's where you get a lot of ghosting and things that don't look good. Let's say a zipper pouch. Again, you're putting that heat press down, but the zipper pouch, the zipper area is kind of not keeping everything level. So putting one of these in there is a good idea. So again, we have these on our Amazon affiliate link. All right, so the other nice thing about having this, especially in a t-shirt, if you don't have this, you definitely want to make sure you put a piece of parchment paper in between the layers because you don't want to have your ink go through to the back side. So just remember, this is a must. That's parchment paper that you can find in the kitchen aisle, right? This is a nice to have, not a have to have. All right. But I am going to put this under. Now, the other thing that you want to think about is this. If you can have your pillow insert, think about this. You want it smaller, like big enough to cover the design. All right, here's my design right here. You want it big enough to cover the design, but you want it smaller than this. And that's why I had so much space going on here. Because now this is going to keep this intact. This stays up a little bit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's head back over here to the heat press. The other thing you can also note is, let's say you don't have one of those pillows and you want to be extra careful because of this. You could have this hanging off to the side.
Oh.
Where that extra bulk is, just hang. But sometimes there's some objects you can't get to hang off this side, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to insert this in here. Trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting to tell you. All right. Again, let me know if you have any questions. I'm just smoothing this out. I'm also going to bring this down because I want it a little bit more centered.
Bethany wants to know, can you print on 100% cotton?
No. Bethany wants to know if you can print on 100% cotton. Can you sublimate on 100% cotton? You cannot. It's not going to. The gases of the ink will not stick to 100% cotton. So that's why there has to be some kind of polyester in there. And your best success will be with anything that has 65% polyester. So I've even been doing quilt blocks with 65% polyester. And we even have fabric linked in our Amazon affiliate link to 65% polyester cotton blend fabric. So you could absolutely do that. Okie dokie. I'll just put that in there and push my button and let it go. Okay, it's done. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I get nervous because I go, oh, I hope it worked. And then it always does.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm still nervous.
You still want to let it cool for 10 seconds?
Yeah, you let it cool for a few seconds. And that's just simply to help prevent ghosting, what they call ghosting, which if you've seen the ghosting, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's almost like little shadowy, happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Turn here.
How cool.
I love this. Cool dad. My kid said so. Are you going to give that to Mike?
Yeah, I think I will. This is for Mike. Merry Christmas, Mike. But that's just kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
So, and it was easy. And the nice thing
I love how minimalistic it is.
Yes.
You know, that's a design that's really fun.
Look, Kim, there's no lines.
Wow.
And we've seen lines on other projects.
They're not done. But they're not print lines.
They're not print lines, but they still can be permanent lines.
Really?
Because, yes. And the reason for that is because it's kind of like hoop burn with machine embroidery. Those of you who do hoop burn. It's because the fibers are being crushed and it remembers, it has a memory of what's happening. Now there's a few things you can do to get around it. Like I did the pressing pillows, right? I did the torn edges. You can also help not have as high of pressure on your heat press. Like be careful to have more medium pressure than a really heavy pressure. But I'm also going to show you something I learned about hats today with helping to remove some, if by chance, it doesn't happen all the time, but if by chance you do get kind of it's not a printed line, it's more of a press line that you go, oh, darn it.
Yeah.
There's this press line in there. Sometimes washing will get it out, but sometimes it won't. So those are a few tips I have.